Okay. Uh, uh, Ultra moderator mode activated. Okay. Okay, so finally, my god, we lost more than an hour 15 minutes for all
Oh
this
God.
shit. Eh, okay, so we can start.
Let's do a retake basically. Right, take two, take right. The first hour, scrap it. That's not done. Okay, now
Okay.
we can officially start.
Okay, so Mr. Desmond, welcome to the stream once again.
Thank you very, very much, my brother. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so first of all, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Well, currently here now, it's Valentine's Day now, but for yourself, it'll be in a few hours.
Ah, I'm single, but I don't have a woman in my life. But there are many couple on Twitch, but Bobby was not able to be here tonight, so I pick you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Uh, Tell me the whole story. How can you find? How did you find first Tia out that you met her? And if you want to elaborate, if you want. And the other thing is, you get married, you live together. Tell me your love story with Tia.
Okay. Um, so basically, this is this is kind of a funny story.
Okay.
So basically, uh, the place where I work now is not where I met Tia. So basically, the place where I worked before was a place called Poundland,
Okay.
and the place where I work now is called Home Bargains. But as I say, the first job that I was in, or first proper job I was in, was called Home Bargains. No, sorry, Poundland. My mistake, Poundland. Um, so literally, I was just working my usual shift on tills because usually I'm good at tills. And all of a sudden, I seen her just walk on past me, and I literally, so you can just imagine, right? So she's just walking right on past me, like as normal, like if I was on till, right on past me, right out the doors. My eyes contact, like this here. And my supervisor, and my supervisor at the time said to me, "For fuck's sake, Desi, will you get your eyes in your head?" And I actually turned around there, and no, I turned around to him, and I actually said to him, "I says, please tell me she's not seeing anybody, please." Because honestly, Eric, it was very, very difficult for me to find women, if you know what I mean, to be in a relationship with. I mean, um, but the thing was, I was in a relationship for nearly 6 years with
Mm-hmm.
another woman before I met Tia. But don't get me wrong, things started off great. They really did. Things started off really, really good. And throughout the end of the relationship, things were just getting mixed up and crazy, and arguments started happening. And I wanted to fight for the. Don't get me wrong, Eric. I wanted to fight for the relationship. I really wanted to fight for it. She was just. I think she was just messing me about. Of course, not gonna mention names just to disclose any information, what have you, and all there. But just to put it simply, that I wanted to fight for the relationship, but she started messing things about and what have you, and then just things sort of spiraled out of control, what have you. And then all of a sudden, whatever things were just starting to happen, she was like talking about wanting to, like taking a knife and killing herself and what have you. And there was thoughts about near where our Belfast Giants play, like near the water. She was thinking about walking into the water and what have you and all there. And I was like, no, I don't need that. So
Mm-hmm.
we took a bit of a break. Took a bit of I think it was a bit of a break and tried starting things again. And I had then uh as I said, I wanted to fight for it, but I did say to her, like, listen, if you think things aren't working out here, then by all means, I was nice about it, Eric. I was really, really nice about it, and I said to her, listen, um, if you don't think things are going to go any further than this, listen, I wish you all the very, very best. I really, really do, and all that sort of, like nice way of thinking about it. What was her response? Whatever. So I was like saying, right, that's fine. If that's your attitude towards it, then that's absolutely fine with me. So that was pretty much it. And then what the funny thing was about it is that I think it was a few days or about a week or so later, I was putting out baskets out the front of the store that where I used to work in, and she literally came up to me out of the blue, and she stood there with a smile on her face, and I was like, okay, where's this heading? She stood there with a smile on her face, and she goes to me saying, "Hey, stranger." And do you know what my response was? Literally set the baskets down, walked straight on past her. And what was her response? Okay. And then literally walked right out of my life. And actually, a few friends of mine who was working with at the time actually said to me, I wish I was there to see that. I really wish I was there to see that. So that was the end of that one there. And I said to myself, Eric, I said to myself, that I didn't know if I was ever going to be with anybody again because I generally thought I was going to be alone for the rest of my life, and I was still living um, up where I used to live at my old house. And I remember saying one stage, now this is the God's honest truth. I actually said to myself at one stage, says I, no matter how hard I tried or no matter who I asked out an altar, I never thought I'd done anything wrong. I generally thought I'd never done anything wrong at all, but I just don't know what else more I could do because you see, like relationships can happen so easy like that there, and it's like people don't try hard enough, but they still get into relationships and all there, and I just don't understand how it works and all. Whereas I know I'm doing all the correct things, and yet I don't know what it is. And then I said to myself, is it me? Am I doing something wrong, or what's the crack, or what's happening? So I said to myself, and then I said to my family because of how things were going, I said to myself, I think that's me done. I just don't know if I could do it anymore. I think I'm done. So, um, but then I said to myself because that was Christmas night 2016 that I said that. Christmas night 2016, I said that, and then I said to myself because I was heading out for our work night out, um, the next night for Boxing Night at one of our bars down the road from us.
Mm-hmm.
I had then said that you know what, I'm gonna give this one more go. I'm gonna give this one final go, and then if nothing, then I think I'm done because I didn't know what else I could do. So I get to the bar. I get to the bar, but the thing was, there was a line outside the bar for people to get in, and there was bouncers on that night. And I said to myself, I said to a friend of mine, once we're waiting to get in, I says, "Oh shit, I haven't actually got my passport. I haven't got my passport. So what the fuck am I gonna do? What am I actually gonna? What, I don't know what I'm gonna do." And I was panicking and panicking and panicking because if I hadn't got in, I probably wouldn't have. I wouldn't have got in if they were asking for passports or like ID and what have you and all there. I would have had to probably head home and then come on down again. But thankfully, when we got up there, the bouncer just looked at us and he says, "I go ahead, lads. You're all right." I was like, "Thank God for that. Thank God for that." So we got on in, and whoever went that night, and just like casually, just doing our own things, what have you. Like having a drink, having conversations, listening to the music, what have you. Before I asked Tia out, there was another girl I was interested in because I was sort of giving signals to Tia in work. Like, extended my arms, like, do you want to hug and all that there? And she was like, no, I'm okay and all that there. It's like, what have you and all that. I'm okay. So I said to myself, I was trying to like sort of be like sort of giving her hints to say like I'm interested and all there, but that sort of signalized to me as to say like she's not interested. So it's like, okay, so I'll let her be. I respect her space. So as I said, there was another woman I was interested in asking out, and she was there. So I get round to asking another woman out, and I had said to her. Um, I'd said there, like I says, listen, um, I've been waiting to ask you out for a long time and all that. I can't really remember the exact words, but if I was to like say them again, I said like I was interested in asking you out and all that there, and I was just wondering if you wanted to do something sometime. And then she goes to me, look, I'm really, really sorry, I'm flattered and all that there because I'm going to be going studying in England and all that there for like courses and stuff and all that there, but I'm really flattered, but thank you though. So Eric, I was destroyed. I was fucking destroyed. I literally went over to a bench and I sat there and I said to myself, is this it? Is this actually it? So across the way from me, Tia stood with a very, very good friend of ours, who was the supervisor who said to me, Desi, will you get your fucking eyes in your head the first time I ever saw Tia? So Tia seen that I was sat there alone and I was down. And the supervisor came over to her and I can't remember whether she came over to him or he came over to her, but anyway. So I think it was the supervisor asked Tia said, I guess, is he okay? And she goes to him and says, no, I think he's hurting all out there because he asked the girl out and she said no to him and all that there. And he's like, oh God, I hope he's all right and all that there. And then she goes, you know what, I gotta go over and see him. So she came over to me, she sat by my side. She goes to me, fair play to her. She goes to me, you all right? I was like, no. I was like, I'm not. I was like, what do I do? What more have I got to do? But like, I don't know what more I got to do because I feel like I'm doing the right things, but just I don't know if it's me or if it's the Evans. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, excuse me. So she goes to me, don't be worried, everything's gonna be okay and what have you and all that there. It's like she told me like how nice of a guy I was and all that there and everything's gonna be okay. And then then we had a bit of a pause. I turned around and I looked at her and I had a feeling at one stage that she wasn't interested in me. But whenever I looked at her, I said to myself, how do you know if she's not interested if you haven't actually asked her? So then I said to myself, okay, let's have a see. Let's have a go at this one, see what happens. Let's have a go and see what happens at this shot. So it was a bit of a pause, but then I turned around and looked at her. And I says, what about yourself? And she goes, what about me? I said, like, what do you call it? Would you be interested in doing something sometime? What have you? And I'm not gonna lie to you, Eric, I was shitting myself. I said to myself, what's gonna happen with this one this time? Like this situation. And then she turned around and she was like sort of pausing for a wee bit of a minute. But then she turned around and said like yeah, I'm like, yeah, I mean if you want to and all up there, but um I just don't want you to get your hopes up just in case things don't work out our way. I was like, no, 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 no. I was like saying, look, we'll give it a blast, see what happens. We'll see how it goes. So, um, I was like so relieved, and I said to myself, finally, have I finally done it? No, is this finally, you know, a woman who has decided to go out with me because she wants to go out with me and not for any other reason. And we stood up, and I can't remember if I held her hand or she held my hand, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Eric. Um, I actually wanted to go for a kiss. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually did want to go for a kiss with her and all that there. And she was like, she goes, let's just hold hands. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, no problem. Okay. So the night was continuing on, what have you. And here's a funny bit to the story. So me, her, and another one of our good friends, another girl, who we actually found out years later is actually one of Tierna's, like long distance cousins,
Mm-hmm.
which is mind blowing, but still, it's still pretty cool. So, um, I remember talking to Tia about like gaming, what have you, and all. They're just like gaming and stuff and what have you, and all. Like said there, like about like if she had like an Xbox or what have you, and all. They're like a PlayStation, what have you, like a PS4. I think I remember asking her because PS4 was the latest PlayStation to be out at the time. She goes, "Have you got?" I said, "Do you have a PS4?" And she goes, "No, I've only got a PS3." I says, "You've only got a PS3?" I was just like, "Yeah." Which, at the time, because like I said, like I thought everybody be like, like if you're gaming fanatic, you want to jump up to the next, like generation of console, what have you.
Yeah.
But then I said, dear, right, listen, I'm gonna let you know something here right now. This is only after I asked her out. I actually said to her, I said, dear, if things go well between us, then I will buy us a PS4. If things go well between us. And what happened a few short months later? It did. I bought us our very first PS4 together. I mean, I already had a PS4 that I shared with my brother,
Hmm.
but for the purposes of us, I bought us our very first PS4, and I said there, it says, "Did I tell you things were going to work out? Did I tell you? Did I tell you I would buy a PS4 and what have you and all there?" And I stuck to my word. And still today, I'm pretty grateful. Um, so after I'd asked her out, um, there was a wee bit of worry and there was a wee bit of worry come to mind as to say I hope everything's going to be okay and all out there because she kept on saying to me a few times, like just please just try not to get your hopes up, Des, just in case this doesn't work out, what have you and all there. I don't want you to get your hopes up. And I was complimenting her as best I can and all out there because you see Tia studied um like media and like filming stuff in college. And I complimented her with everything that I could and all there, like trying to be Mr. Smooth and what have you and all there, like what I think. Uh, so I complimented her and said, like, no, you do an outstanding job. And she was sending me videos of, like her projects and stuff and different works and what have you. And honestly, she's talented, Eric. I'm not lying to you. I mean, like, see if she wanted to do some with filming and all there sort of thing, like with anything, like you name it, Eric, she could do it. Like media work, technology, filming, things to do with camera work and all. It blows my mind, Eric. And literally, she's absolutely fantastic at it. Like I don't know if she receives the credit that what she should be getting because she's absolutely phenomenal at what she does. So, as I say, I was complimenting her, keeping her on the good side, what have you, and all that there, trying to keep on her good side, like complimenting her and stuff, what have you. And then just things started progressing really fast, what have you, and things were going really well. There was a night I was spending up at my mother-in-law's house with her, and we were watching. You're probably familiar with the movie Jack Nicholson, The Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
The
watched
guy,
that there.
like the saying thing, here's
Johnny,
Johnny.
that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. So we were watching that there, and we were watching that there, and out of the blue, she goes to me. She goes, "Do you want to stay over?" I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Do you want to stay over?" I was like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "Yeah, I've talked to my mum and all there. That's fine. If you want to stay over, you can stay over." I was like, "Okay." So just being polite about it and all there because we're still living up at my old house. So I checked in with my mum and said, like, like I'm going to stay over with Tierna if you're all right with that. I'll see you soon and what have you. And she was like, "Yeah, it's all right. Just have a good time and what have you and all that there." I was like, "Great." So stayed over and then went up to my old house and then started staying there a few nights a week and what have you and all there with Tia. And then I just got to the point where I was having so much fun, just staying with Tia. I just said to myself, "Do you know what? I don't think I asked her. I think it just happened where the both of us were just comfortable with us, like living together and what have you and all there in her old room.
Mhm.
So it just like it was a way instead of checking with one another, it's just like it just seemed like it was like a sort of discreet way that I moved in. Basically, that was just it. That was pretty much it. I just moved in. So we started the relationship January 1st, 2017. We got to her birthday, December 3rd. Got to her birthday, and that that was the moment I chose as to say I want to propose to her. I want to propose to her because I want to make this woman my wife for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
Because honestly, Eric, from everything that I told you about the last woman I was with to Tia, people have said, Eric, that people who knew the woman I was with to being with Tia, people actually says Tia is actually the best upgrade you could ever get, Desmond. She's actually the best upgrade you could ever have. And I don't doubt them for a second because she is. I don't doubt them for 1 second. So I said to myself, I knew it was that time. As I said to myself, do you know what? No, I'm planning to make this woman my wife for the rest of my life. So it goes over to my father-in-law's place. So because you'd have to ask the father's permission for his daughter's hand in marriage, as you do. And honestly, Eric, I was shitting myself. I was shitting myself. And my brother-in-law told me, he goes to me, you'll be fine. He goes, you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. So I went on over to see my father-in-law and sat down with him with his partner because Tia's mum and dad are separated, you see, whereas Tia's dad uh, has a new partner.
So yeah,
So,
is
yeah,
is stepfather and stepmother.
stepmother.
Yeah. Okay.
Stepmother. So her dad and her mum are separated, but her dad has a new partner, her stepmom.
Okay. Okay.
So I went on over to ask the both of them. I says, listen, I said to my father-in-law, I said to him, listen, I love your daughter so much, and uh, what do you call it? I said to him, it would be the great one of the greatest honors if I could have your, if you'd be so kind to allow for your daughter's hand, so I could accept your daughter's hand in marriage, basically. And the both of them looked at each other, and I said to myself, "Oh God, here it comes. Here comes the talk." As to say, like, it's only been a short while and all up there. Where's this all coming from? And I was like, shitting myself. I was like, fuck. I was like, well, that's me. That's me walking out of this house set. But then they turned around about 5, 10 seconds later. Well, they looked at each other first, and her stepmom actually turned around to my father-in-law and said to one another, said like, "I've got no problem with it. What about you?" And he turned around and said like, well, I'm happy. I'm happy with it. If you are happy, then I'm happy. And honestly, Eric, I was so fucking relieved. I was so relieved. And I was like, wow. I was like, it's like a huge weight literally lifted off my shoulders. I was like, so happy. So, um, picked out a ring, what have you? I picked out a ring and brought Tia out for her birthday. And the thing was, I had wanted to propose to Tia in front of my family and
Mhm.
also having her mum and her sister on a video call whilst I was doing it. So I was upstairs getting the ring prepared, ready to go. I was talking to my mum and my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and I said to all of them, says, I'm actually so nervous. I am so nervous. I'm so fucking nervous here. And the goes to me, says, you're all right. You know she's not going to say no and all that there. You know she's going to be all right. I was like, I know, but the moment itself, it's still nerve-wracking to me to ask such a huge question. And the goes to me, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. So I went on downstairs and I still had them on video call. And Tierra turns around and looks at everybody and all that there and looked at the phone. And she goes, why is my mum and sister on video call for? And you already know the rest. As I say, I got down one knee. I said to her, will you do the honour of marrying me and all that there and spend the rest of your life with me and what have you and all there because I love you so much and what have you. And she accepted, of course. But the thing was, she didn't cry. And I was like, she's cool, calm, and collected about this. I was like, wow, she's really, really calm. Oh, but it all changed, Derek. As soon as she seen her mum actually cry on video call, then she started to go. And I was like, I don't know if you cried at everything or just seeing your mum's reaction. But um, but there you go. So that's what it was there. Um, then like planning out well stuff, what have you. And as it is, like well plan. I mean, like as you've probably heard a lot there, you might have heard a lot there. You probably have heard like well planning can be fucking stressful. I believe you me, it was no different. It was stressful stuff. But we got there in the end. Set a date. It was March 30th of 2019. So we're going to be celebrating our fourth year wedding anniversary in March here. So March 30th.
Mhm.
That was the date set. Uh, So we get to the day itself. Honestly, Eric, I was shit myself big time. I really, really was. Whereas Tia told me down at her mum's house, she goes, I was calm. I goes, so you were fucking calm. You were calm. I was shitting myself. She goes, yeah, I was calm. So the thing was, so we get to the church and uh like majority of guests were there and me and my groomsmen were there. So my groomsmen was my best man was my brother. My groomsmen was one of my best friends, my brother-in-law now, and one of Tia's cousins. So we're all ready and waiting, what have you. And then my grandfather comes on in, and he goes to me, I didn't know, I didn't know that the bride would be here before me. And I was like, she's here. I was like, fuck everybody, please, 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 please. Everybody get the fuck ready. Here we go. Let's do this. Here. It's showtime now. Here we go. So I get on up to the altar, ready and waiting for her. So walking on down, what was happening? So basically walking on down. So two page boys, my tiny brother-in-law and our nephew, and then our nieces.
Mm-hmm.
So our youngest niece and a tiny brother-in-law walking together. Then it was our nephew, and then our eldest niece, and then Tia's bridesmaids, one of her friends, her sister, my sister, and the cousin on my groomsmen's side was one of her cousins as well, so they're brother and sister. So not there. So they all walked down. After they all walked on down, I saw Tia, and honestly, Eric, I broke down. I broke down. Actually, as soon as I see her, I broke down. And my brother actually came over. He put an arm around me. He goes, "You're all right. You're all right. You're all right." I was like, "Said I?" It's like I was like, "Dylan." I was like, "Dylan, no, not Dylan." It's like he goes, "You're all right. You're all right." And I had to pull myself together because she was coming, each footstep and all. There I was like, "Said, fuck, I gotta compose myself. Quick, 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 quick." So, she came up, shook my father-in-law's hand, and my mother-in-law actually passed my father-in-law a tissue to give to me. And honestly, like lighting the candles and all there at the altar, I like Tia was like this here, so Tia was like putting the candles like out there, whereas me, she actually had to hold my fucking hand in order to light a candle. So we get to that there. The ceremony was beautiful, really, really, really was. Ceremony was beautiful. When we got everything sorted, what have you, and all documents were signed, we got outside and I had a kiss outside. And because we were being video recorded, I turned around to the video camera. I looked at her eyes, but then I looked at the video camera. I was like, I was like, yes. And all there to say thank you and all there for the stay and all what have you. So I was really, really thankful. Day was beautiful. Dinner was nice, what have you. And, with newly wedded couples, um, with newly wedded couples would usually go on one honeymoon. That wasn't the case in our eyes. So our original honeymoon was not set to take place till I think May it was around about my birthday time. So around about my birthday week, we were heading to May. We were heading towards May. We were heading to Spain for a honeymoon. But then Tia had said to me a few weeks before the wedding, or like about a month or so, or a month or a few weeks before the wedding, she goes to me, Desmond, I don't really want to have to, like go home and I don't want to have to go home after the wedding and not do anything. I was like, that's understandable. What you have in mind? And she goes, how about Disneyland in Paris? I was like, right, okay, right, okay. So let's give that a go and see what happens. Honestly, Eric, you probably have heard me say this in my streams multiple times, but honestly, uh, Paris we never actually got to Paris city centre for the trip that we were on because there was like a tax happening in Paris at the time. And this was in 2019. So there
Mm-hmm.
was a tax happening in Paris at the time. You may know about it anyway. You may know about it.
The Charlie Hebdo attack.
I'm not too sure, but there was like a tax happening. in the city center. Pat, was it?
There was an attack
Rats and stuff.
yeah,
Like rats.
there was an attack in Nice when the truck passed over people in Nice on the boardwalk, and there was the terrorist attack in Paris, but that I can't remember.
So, as I say, we were meant to go to Paris to see what it was like and all up there because I've seen it a few times. It looks absolutely beautiful. But unfortunately, we couldn't get to go because of them incidents. So, we spent a majority of our time at Disneyland itself. And I don't, I can't see the thing because I'll be off things. So, do you know what I mean? So, um, we were meant to go to Paris, but we couldn't because of the incidents. What occurred? So as I say, we spent the majority of our time in France, Disneyland, and also we went to a shopping center over there called Val de Europe. And my goodness
Oh,
me, I see the size of the shopping mall. It was absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy.
one moment.
Yes, sorry. Okay,
1 2 1 2 1 2.
nobody hear me.
Gatsby, aha! Can you hear me?
Ha
Gatsby is in the stream. Okay. Um, Artrat, do you hear me? Can my voice is higher? Is can you hear me quite?
I can hear your voice in the stream, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But this Desmond, Gatsby say he can hear you fine, but he
Yeah.
can hear me low. I'm very
No,
low.
I can hear you.
Yeah,
I hear this. Well, you're Eric is fine. Eric is fine. No, no, I can hear you, Eric. I can hear you loud and clear.
yeah.
Not too sure.
I'm very low, he say.
Gatsby, I'm just seeing the rest of your things here, bro. Thank you for the kind words. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Um, I can hear you. You're a bit louder. Desmond is a bit louder. Okay. So, have to. Okay. Okay, Desmond. So you can continue.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Sorry. Um, as I say, when the incidents happened in Paris, we couldn't get to go, but we spent the majority of our time in Disneyland itself, and also in a shopping center we went to once called Val de Europe, and the size of the shopping center was absolutely the size of it was absolutely crazy. Um, but it was beautiful. It was really nice to go to. We went to a place called Sea Life in it like some sort of aquarium thing in the shopping center itself. And my goodness me, it was absolutely stunning. It was one of the most fantastic experiences I've ever been a part of.
Hmm.
So as I say, we enjoyed our time at Disneyland. The first night, the first night me and Tia arrived, um, we were in the village part of Disneyland, and we get to walking up one of the streets. And we turn a corner, and my eyes lit up. For what reason?
Oh,
Because there was a big ass M for fucking McDonald's.
hey Zach, thank you for the bits. Appreciate you, man.
So there was a big ass M, the big golden arches, and my eyes lit up. And I remember Tia taking a photo of me doing this here. It's like that there. She was like, "For fuck's sake, sis, he's really excited for a McDonald's here." I was like, "Saying, of course." I mean, like, why not? I mean, like, it's good to have it. Um, sorry. So what was I
Great
going to say?
Gatsby says
So,
something in the chat. I will read it.
uh, took me you're wearing a Valentine's hockey jersey. I thought it was laundry day in the household, and you were just wearing one of spinach robes, just dressed good for the evening. No, Eric, this here is our Valentine's jersey from last season, our Valentine's jersey, Belfast Jazz, of
Okay.
course. Our Valentine's jersey from last season. And this here is actually a game worn one. Believe it or not, this is a game worn one from one of our players who's still with us. So we will be getting our new Valentine's jersey this weekend. And of course, as I said, I'm going to display it for you next week here. Whenever I go live again, some stage next week, I'll display it live for you. So there you go.
Okay.
So, um, getting there, I mean, it was absolutely brilliant. The experience was absolutely fantastic. I remember Tia said to me before we got to Disneyland, she was like, "Said, are you looking forward to it out there? Are you looking forward to it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking forward to the experience, see what happens." 2 days before we were leaving, Larry, I said to her, I says, "I want to be here another week.
Mhm.
I want to be here another week because of how good it was." One part of the trip as well, what happened was that we were meeting the Chippendales. Uh, we were meeting the Chippendales, and there was different workers who had their name tags. But the smart thing about their name tags is that they had nations' flags beside them as to say what language they could speak. So when we got up to meet the Chippendales, we gave them hugs and all that there. And I had a me and Tia had a couple's t-shirts on. In Disney font, I had a hubby and she had Wi-Fi. And thanks, Gatsby. And then the worker turned around to me. She goes, "I love the t-shirts." And I said, I was said there, thank you very, very much. And all there, and we actually just got married about a few days ago. And it was like a day or two or so ago. We got married a few days ago, and she actually had, she actually announced it all over where we were standing for the people in the queue and what have you. She goes, "Did you hear that, everybody? They just got married." We were like, "Yay!" I was like, I was like, "Here we go, here we go." I love it, I love it. And we
Okay.
also actually another good thing as well. When we were going to Disneyland, uh, we were talking to people about like we got married, what have you, and all there, and our stewardess actually gave us. I think we got free drinks. I think it was. I think we got free drinks. I was like, said, you know what? Why not? I was like, why not? So that there happened. Then the Chippendales thing happened, what have you. As I said, 2 days before we were leaving, I said to TSS, I want to be here another week. I want to be here another week because of how good it was. Um, so that was that journey done, and honestly, it was Eric. I would recommend it to anybody. It was an absolutely amazing, beautiful, magical time. Really, really, really was one of the best experiences I'll ever have in my life. Um, and then, as I say, we went to Spain. We went to a place called La Panera,
Okay.
and uh, our trip was very, very easy over in Spain, given the fact that you know, we were I can't remember what you call the word for it. It was like everything was all inclusive. That's what it was, all inclusive. So like like we had to have wristbands in order to say we're all inclusive package. So I mean, so we got food, the mini bar, what have you, like food, and then we got dinner, whatever we wanted, food, whatever we wanted, drinks, whatever we wanted. Certain drinks you had to pay for, other drinks were just like, free and what have you and all up there. Um, Fantastic time. The only downside to that part of that honeymoon was my legs were actually red raw. My legs were red fucking raw. And I said to myself, I don't know how I'm going to do the rest of this trip. I really, really don't know. But Tia had actually done everything that she could to help me, like aloe vera spray, yogurt, what have you, and all that there. It was torturous. It was like, so you look to yourself like this would be your leg and here the foot. So every time my like this part of here, the foot and the bottom of the leg, every time it's sort of uh like squished together and all up there, the skin rubbing together at the bottom.
Mhm.
Honestly, Eric, it was absolutely torturous. It really, really, really was. But bar that, put that aside, everything was fantastic. It was such an easy holiday. It was an easy holiday in terms of like having everything all inclusive and everything sorted for you, what have you, and all there. So I was really, really easy. Um, that year, in August of 2019, we moved to their old place. As you know, we're here in Alder. We moved to their old place. We've been here, going to be here 4 years this year, and honestly, we've had a few minor things happen to the place, but nothing that we couldn't sort out. So, we had a we sorted out the things that we needed to sort out, what have you, and all there, as I say, because um, what's one of the great special attributes that Tia has is that she got to learn a few things growing up, like in terms of fixing things, what have you, and all out there. So at least I didn't have to worry about that, as to say, like, oh God, were we gonna have to call somebody out, or somebody will have to pay money, somebody will have to pay money for. We don't know how much it's gonna be. Whereas Tia could do some sort of handy jobs around the house, as say, like, wow, she's brilliant at doing this, what have you. The other good thing about it is that we actually have, like family on her side that are very, very close living to us. So if there's any bothers or any trouble of anything, like they're on standby, like if we need any help with anything out there. And they've been very, very good that way. They really, really have. Especially, like my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law has actually looked after us very, very, very well whenever we've been in difficult times and barely getting through things and all out there. Honestly, my mother-in-law uh, has been absolutely wonderful to the both of us, like helping at certain times. So whenever we've came to, like having a bit of decent income coming to us and what have you and all that there, like whenever things are paid to us, like just for different reasons, what have you and all that there, we've made sure we've looked after her as to say, like thank you for doing that there, and all that there sort of thing. So as I say, we've been here 4 years this year. We'll be here 4 years this August this year. And we had actually planned. We were in talks of planning to go to Disneyland again. Uh, we'd plan. We actually had the trip. I think near enough paid off.
Hmm.
I think we nearly had it paid off, and then of course in 2020, you know what happened.
Yeah.
You know what happened. So honestly, Eric, it destroyed us because we were looking forward to a second trip to, in my opinion, is the greatest country and the most beautiful country I've ever visited. Honestly, Eric, France is beautiful, and I'm sure. Oh, well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Have you ever been to France, Eric?
No, because it's expensive first. Second, my
Right, right.
cousin my cousin wife is from France. She's French. So he going back to France next year. This
Right.
year to meet his father-in-law.
Right.
But TwitchCon Europe this year is in Paris.
Okay.
Because last year the European TwitchCon was in Amsterdam, so this year it's in Paris.
Okay.
And next year it's going. I think next year is the Olympics, or 25 or 26. 2026 is the Olympics in France.
Okay.
So there's a friend of mine who left to go to France for school, for business school. But maybe one day I will go. I don't know. But
Well, I would recommend it to anybody, Eric. Honestly, it is the most beautiful country I've ever been to, and we were very, very well looked after over in France. I mean, like people were beautiful to us. I learned a bit of French whilst I was over there, and as you probably could already tell, whenever you get introduced into the chat, like I said, like merci beaucoup for coming on in tonight and what have you. And
yeah.
I say I learned a bit of French whilst I was over there, so it was
Hmm.
a wee bit easy. But Tia would say to me, like, I think they would probably know that you're not French because probably the way it's some words that are pronounced, whereas they would pronounce it differently because they live there, and the way I pronounce it because I'm only just learning it. But Gatsby, stay away from that evil mouse. Those white gloves are just for fuck's sake. Anyway, vintage Mr. Grey Gatsby. Haha.
Aha.
Um, so as I said, we were planning to go to Disneyland again for a second time. And as I say, we nearly had the holiday paid off. We nearly had everything paid off. And as I said, we got the news in 2020. That's when the shit started happening. And we were absolutely destroyed, Eric. We were devastated. Absolutely devastated. Thankfully, we got the refund for our stuff and what have you.
Hmm.
And God love Tia because when lockdown happened, things weren't easy, especially for her. I was okay. I was okay, but for Tia, it was a different story, and I think she was like, thank God that I was there to help her get through it, because I don't know what she would have been like if I wasn't in her life. So thank God I was I was able to be there for her, like during the whole process, what have you. Um, so we waited things out. We were hoping every day, every week, every month, when would the shit stop? When would it all stop? So we get to Valentine's Day, actually 1 year ago today.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to Valentine's Day 1 year ago today. So me, Tia, my brother-in-law, and my sister-in-law. I call him my brother-in-law because I mean my sister-in-law's husband, so I just call him my brother-in-law. So the four of us, got a trip bought for us for Christmas to go and spend Valentine's night in Dublin. I was like, okay, that sounds like a good trip. That sounds like a good trip. Let's see what happens. Because I remember one of the first times me and Tia went to Dublin for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We went to, of course, we went to Dublin first, but then we were staying at a hotel down in Mr. Ballar's actual hometown itself, Eric, believe it or not, Bray, County Wicklow.
Okay.
So we stayed down
Nice.
there. And I remember whenever I got down there, I actually said to Tia, I says, could you take a photo of me doing the fin freeze, if you remember the fin freeze out there? So I done that. And it was pretty cool, pretty nice place. And during that night, the night we stayed there, Tia says she's not feeling too well. And I was like, right, okay. And Tia genuinely believed that this is the first time we were heading to Dublin, but we went to Bray to stay for the night. So Tia genuinely believed that after she wasn't well, whenever all that shade happened with COVID, she genuinely believed she had it
Mm-hmm.
in December of 2019. She genuinely believed she had it. I was like, that's a scary assumption, like, but I'm not ruling that out. So it was nice to get a second chance to go down to Dublin again. And the reason why it was so much better, as I'm going to tell you. So, as I say, we got down. The four of us got down. We got checked in the hotel, what have you. Um, it was a wee bit annoying to have to wear masks, like in the different place, even in the hotel, until you got to your room and like different shops and all out there. It was still a bit annoying. So that there, what have you. So we went out for dinner. Well, four of us went out for dinner. And uh, my my sister-in-law and her husband went off somewhere to have a drink, whereas me and Tia just got a few stuff, like drinks and snacks and what have you. We just went to our hotel room and just watched TV. So a short while later, after we got to our hotel room, um, uh, news broke. Sorry, why is that? Sorry. Um, that was Valentine's Night last year, actually 1 year ago. Yeah. So news broke. Tia actually broke the news to me. Um, she turns around to me and she looked at one of our websites. I think it was like Belfast Live. I think it was, and she goes to me, Desmond, look at this. And I turned around and I actually celebrated like fuck, Eric. I celebrated like fuck because the news broke that says all COVID restrictions and everything will be lifted by tomorrow. And I was like, this is absolutely fan fucking tastic, and I cannot wait. So it was a magical Valentine's evening because of being with the woman that I love, and also with my sister-in-law and her husband, and also with that news breaking, what have you, and all out there. We were returning to Belfast. Knowing that things were uh, looking as though like everything's coming up roses and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it was one of the happiest days of our lives, Eric, is to say, like things are being lifted. There's no more lines. There's no more asking for like what do you call it, them COVID passport things or what have you, or like them sort of things. honestly, it was one of the greatest days of our lives, knowing that finally we have reached the end of the tunnel and the light is getting so much brighter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that there happened, and like with us being with our hometown of Belfast, with our hometown ice hockey team, as you already know very well anyway, like our Belfast Chance. Um, Things were a wee bit difficult because with the Chads throughout the COVID process, because um, whenever we were playing in the 1920 season, we were the current Elite League champions. And then the news broke that the league had to be suspended because of what happened. So by default, we retained our Elite League title, even though I don't think we were getting anywhere near to retaining it by what points we had and all that there. But whereas Sheffield Steeler fans and Cardiff Devil fans weren't very happy about that we retained it by default. So we were delighted. We weren't gonna say no to retaining an Elite League title. So after things were cleared for the Jazz to return to action, what have you, so whenever things happen, we had to go in wearing masks as long as we were clear, we were negative tests and all that. There was like, right, okay, at least it's a step in the right direction. But as I said, whenever we got the news on Valentine's night last year that things were being lifted, I turned around and I automatically said to Tia that this is brilliant. We're not going to have to worry about, like going down to the arena, fucking taking tests and what have you, and not have to wear masks anymore. We can go in and enjoy ourselves, what have you. So things are looking up beautifully and things are looking up brilliantly. So we're looking forward to get underway with things again. It was last year, as I said, last year, it's as well the restrictions were lifted when they were because um, so we play three different competitions, Eric. We play our elite league. We play for the elite league title, which is our league. We play for two cups, the Challenge Cup, and also the playoffs. Where the top there's 10 teams in our league, and the top 8 teams will make it to the playoffs. So we were on for a treble that year, and we had the Challenge Cup to come up first. So March last year, Eric, we were facing the Cardiff Devils. First period, 0-0. Second period, Devils took a 2-0 lead. And we were saying to ours, I actually remember turned around and said to Tia, I actually said to her, the way the Devils were playing that night, I said to myself, I says, Tia, I said to her, I says, Tia, I think I'm gonna go. I think I want to go home here because I don't know if I can go through this because of how hyped the final was,
Mm-hmm.
but the way the Devils were playing. So I remember watching the documentary about it after it was all done, and whatever was said in that dressing room between the second and third period, whatever was said, something must have sparked us because honestly, Eric, we came out guns blazing in the third period. So, uh, so I'll say our players who scored. So Tyler Soy got us within one goal. Second goal came our captain David Goodwin. He got us all level. We go to overtime. And I said to myself, I don't know if I could do overtime. I really don't know if I could do overtime. Now, as you know, a standard overtime is a 3-on-3 outfield, 5 minutes. But whereas our Challenge Cup final, we had to keep everything all even, 5-on-5, but a 20-minute period. So we get to it. We get to overtime. How long did it take us to get the winner? About 4 odd minutes. The place fucking blew, Eric. Absolutely blew. Erupted. We were celebrating like fuck. We were celebrating like crazy. But the thing was, on the jumbo screens where it actually said, no, like Belfast Jazz Challenge Cup Champions 2022, we were speaking to one of our radio station hosts who actually does the announcements at the Jazz games. So the thing was, we were celebrating like fuck, but then all of a sudden we heard the announcement, goal under review. Because we didn't know if there was like interference stuff play happening within the blue crease of the netminder's position. So we didn't know what was going to happen. So we were waiting there, I think, about a solid 5 minutes
Mhm.
for a decision. And honestly, Eric, it was one of the most nerve-wracking moments of my life. So we were waiting 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and as anybody who knows ice hockey, you know the calls. But anybody who doesn't know ice hockey, basically, if it's a good goal, they do that. If it's not a goal, not there. So referees went in the penalty box. We were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And say 5 minutes later, a scene started to come out, and I said to Tia and also her cousin, who's also my best friend in the world, and his girlfriend, I had said to them, "Here we go. This is it. Decision time at altar. Whistle. Good goal." And we did get to celebrate once. We got to celebrate twice. Celebrate twice. And my goodness me, I think my throat was so raw the next day because of how amazing the celebrations were. So the thing was, I was talking about the jumbo screens.
Mhm.
So the radio station host that we were talking to, who does the announcements at the Jazz games, he actually told us that if that third goal was ruled as a no goal,
Mhm.
then them things on the jumbo screens would have had to stay up there because it was frozen. I was like, oh my god, just imagine if they were on the screen and Cardiff Devils would have went on to win the went on to win the Challenge Cup. Just imagine that there. But thankfully, things went our way. That was one bit of it done. Second bit was the Elite League title. We managed to win the title with enough points by beating the Sheffield Steelers away in their arena on a double header, and me and Tia celebrated like fucking home. We were absolutely delighted. One more trophy, one more game stood in our way from having a historic treble.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, Cardiff Devils just run rampant that game, and I don't know what happened. I really, really don't know what happened. I was so pissed off that we were robbed of a historic treble. But when I look at it, I said to myself that we won the two hardest trophies out of the three of them. In my opinion, I think we won the two hardest trophies. So that's the upside to it, basically. And honestly, it was one of the greatest Jazz seasons, that me and Tia ever shared because that was our very first ever season of being season ticket holders.
Mhm.
Whereas this season, we are in our second season now being season ticket holders, whereas the season is nearly drawing to a close here too, by the way. We finish in April with playoffs and what have you and all that there. So we finish that there and then we'll have to wait all the way to, I think, August, September time for 23-24 season to get underway. So that there. Um, so other than that, that's pretty much everything that I can think of, like of all the things, like a majority of things that we've ever been through. And honestly, Eric, she's she's my world and she's my universe. I really couldn't have asked for anybody better.
Well, I can say honestly, I'm completely the opposite that happened to you, my friend.
Right,
Because I've been single for over 20 years.
right,
And I got girlfriends in my life, but the problem is they are women that they want a man work, a support. If they
right.
lose their job, their husband can support them and bring stability at home, security, financial security, and uh, if they want dream to have the perfect wife with the perfect house, the perfect car, and the perfect life, but
Hmm.
everything is perfect. Nothing is perfect, and I'm the proof because, um, to be honest, I got a major anxiety disorder. I got um, sometimes I got what they say the intellectual problems that you
Right.
got slower to think to execute the others, and that is in the health business here. They call this little handicap. And 2014, I got my diagnostic of mental health. In 2013, I got a major bike accident. I I got double fracture on my left ankle. I damaged my leg, damaged my arm. I got I have difficulty to walk. Sometimes I have to use a cane, but everyone was looked at me and say, "Hey, you're not different than everyone. You are a disabled guy." And everyone I know say, "Oh, you can do everything that everyone else. You're a good guy. You can be a good girlfriend." But uh, I do everything to meet people in my life. I know a lot of people on Twitch. I volunteer 3 times a week in a food bank, and I met people, and all these people have relationships. They have kids, they're married. Um, and my parents was together for 25 years before my dad passed away. And my longer relationship was 5 months. And you're married for 4 years. It's that to say you're married for 4 years.
Yeah, that'd be 4 years here in March. Yeah.
Uh, so you see, um, I do not have the book of your success. You are a guy that you was you believe that nothing that you not met a woman and you be finish your life alone, but guess what? You believe in you send all this in the universe, and someone somewhere say no, you gonna get this woman. You see this woman, you're gonna go see this woman, try with this woman. And of course you've been nervous, and you try, and things happen, and you do everything done. That means you ask her hand, get married, and now you become a streamer on Twitch. It's now how I met you and all the people of EGU and Fiery Fam. And
Honestly, no, go ahead, Eric, go ahead.
what you was about to say?
So about Twitch and all that there, and you were saying about you wouldn't have met us and stuff if it had been for Twitch.
No, it's I'm streaming since 2016,
Mm.
and I met a lot of people.
Yeah,
I traveled to New Jersey to meet some people I met on streaming, and I've been in Gatsby, hometown of Philadelphia twice, but I never met Gatsby before to go there. I
yeah,
met head further, like last year, so it's a long time.
yeah. You know,
But
Eric, I have actually shared this on stream. I have actually shared this on stream, once,
mhm,
and honestly, I'm not afraid to let anybody know because, as you know, as the title of your video says, get to know me, and I'm happy with that.
yeah,
I've only shared this once in stream, and I'm happy to share this with you again.
mhm,
Honestly, Eric, let me tell you the truth about something. I honestly don't know how I've got this far in life, to be honest with you.
mhm,
I'm 32 years of age. Why do you ask? Why do you think you? Why do you think you? How do you think that? you've not got this far in life. Like you can't believe. Why do you think you don't believe that you've got this far in life? So basically, I was born with a condition called symptomatic pragmatic disorder.
Okay.
Basically, it affects my brain. So let me try and put this in easy terms, just in case anybody doesn't get it.
Mhm.
So basically, the condition basically means is that, for example, if like Tia was to have a conversation with Fire Revenant about something, and I don't understand it, whereas to them it's simple, I'd be like, what in God's name are they talking about? Or like people would joke about things and I wouldn't understand it, whereas they think it's easy to understand. And honestly, Eric, I feel awkward and I feel embarrassed because of it. But Tia has reassured me as to say, without what you have, wouldn't make you the man that you are today. Because honestly, Eric, growing up, I made sure that I chose to live the life of goodness,
Mhm.
to live the life on the right side of tracks,
Mhm.
and you know, live life the right way. Because I could have been an asshole growing up. I could have been a dickhead, like in my early 20s, coming into my late 20s, and like doing drugs or what have you, or getting into trouble, what have you, and all what sort of thing. And I didn't, because I seen what them lives led to, and I've seen it firsthand of what impact it has on people. And I said to myself, thank God I chose the life that I did. And honestly, Eric, even though I do hate my brain, I do hate it, and I don't understand how I've got this far in life with it, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
But as I said, people have reassured me as to say, like you're the person that you are because of your brain, because it's like as to say, like your brain's unique.
Mhm.
Honestly, I don't even know how I'm doing streaming. I don't even know how I've got a job. I don't even know how I managed to, like get myself a wife, or like how I'm sharing a house with her. It still blows my mind to this day, Eric. But I am thankful each and every day at the
Mhm.
same time for the life that I do have, because I genuinely believe, and I'm not going to lie to you, Eric, I genuinely believe I have a very easy life. And what I mean by easy is because there's certain things in my life that certain things and people help me get through life, which makes it become more easier. So, where the likes of, like, because not only am I Tia's husband, I'm also her carer, because Tia has certain medical conditions that prevents her from working.
Mhm.
So the list, there's a list of things, but I will go through a few things.
Gatsby say something on the stream that maybe
Desmond, never
you need
doubt
to
the
read.
goodness and kindness and love and commitment you share with Tia and the friends you have, including myself. I appreciate that, Gatsby. I do. Okay, so Tia has informed me she doesn't want me to disclose any medical information, and I respect that. Okay, I
Okay.
respect that. So, basically, Tia has medical conditions that basically prevent her from working.
Mhm.
So, that's why not only am I her husband, I'm her carer. So, that's
Your
why
care
I only
so
work.
caregiver.
What's that, sorry?
You're saying you're caregiver. The
I'm
care,
a,
the
yeah,
caregiver.
I am her carer. I am her carer,
Okay.
right? So, I only work a certain amount of hours a week. I can only do 12 hours a week because I am her car.
Mhm.
And um, because me and Tia are season ticket holders of the Belfast Giants, um, I can only work to 6 o'clock Monday to Saturday. Whereas it's handy because I look after Tia at nights because I'm her car. and I'm the only one who knows, like how to. It's not that I'm the only one who knows how to handle the things that she needs and all that there. She's comfortable with me at the same time doing them things for her wherever we go. So whereas our jazz games, our time, it doesn't start till 7 o'clock at night. Basically, that would be 2 p.m. your time, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, but 7 at night for us. For Sunday games, I do not work Sundays because our games start at 4 in the afternoon, 11 in the morning your time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't work Sundays anymore. Um, I don't work Sundays anymore because, as I say, I have to look after Tierna at the games because, as I say, I know what things to do for Tia to make sure she's okay, she can get down the stairs okay, that she can, have the things that she needs in the games, and also looking after her as best as possible. And as I say, she's comfortable with me being there with her to look after her with things and stuff to do with the games. So that's why, um, when it comes to my work, honestly, Eric, I'm grateful for my work for to allow me to have these perks to help my wife basically because like I could have been in a job where there could have been assholes to me say like you can't have that and you can't do this and all that there, whereas my employers and like the management of the place, um you know uh, the management of the place and the employer, like the boss and the rest of the management, honestly, they're absolutely fantastic, Eric. And I'm very, very well looked after in work, to be honest with you, because of my personal situation to help Tia, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very thankful that way. I'm also very, very thankful, for having the people in my life who care for me and all that there, like who look out for me and who care for me, like yourselves, basically. Like, because, I mean, like, you've been nothing but awesome with me on the Twitch journey. Even on my highest times and my lowest times, you've always stuck by me. I'm not gonna lie to you, Eric. There's actually been times that I have actually said, it says, I think this is it for me. I don't know why things aren't going my way to do with Twitch. I just feel like this is the end of the road because we tried YouTube, that didn't work, and I felt like at stages where this is not working. So I actually said to Tia recently there, not too long ago. You might have heard or I don't know, but I had actually said to her that says I think it's me done. I don't know if I could do it anymore. But she reassured me with everything, and then I came to a decision myself as to say, do you know what? Okay, let me look at it this way. I don't think I'm gonna be getting partnership anytime soon because that was my goal, as you remember. That was my goal to get partnership. But the requirement for partnership in terms of average viewers, in my opinion, I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It really, really, really is, right? Whereas affiliate was easy. Affiliate was very, very easy to get.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of partnership, it's extortion. It's horrible. So after Tia spoke to me, after Gatsby spoke to me, after a few other people spoke to me, like Morg and Lady and all, after they spoke to me, I came to the decision to say, you know what? Okay, partnership's not coming to me anytime soon. But if it ever should come to me one day,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying this to say I wouldn't take it because certainly, fuck, I will take it. So, um, I said to Tia, like, still being an affiliate, in my opinion, is a tremendous accomplishment. In my opinion, it's one of the best accomplishments I've ever achieved in my life. To be a official Twitch affiliate is still a tremendous accomplishment to me, and I'm very, very thankful
Yeah.
for getting to the stage. And I'm planning to actually print out my affiliate email thing, actually print out to say like you've been accepted for the affiliate program and actually have it framed. Though, like it's like my own version of like like the YouTube buttons and all that there. That's just basically my version of the YouTube buttons, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So as I said, um, after what I've told you about what I was born with and said about, like how have I got this far in life, I can look at the upside of things as to say, like it's the people around me who are so cool to me, awesome to me, look out for me, and also, like I've got an amazing woman by my side who helps me through any difficult situation, whether it be small or major. She's never give up on me. And honestly, Eric, as I said to you earlier on there, bro, I could not have asked for any woman better to
Hmm.
spend the rest of my life with. And it is the God's honest truth because, as I said earlier on as well, not only is she my world, and I've told her this many times, not only is she my world, she is my universe. And also, you were said about things not being perfect, and I respect your opinion. And when it comes to certain things and all there, I will respect people's opinions on whatever matter it may be.
Hmm.
But you were said about things being perfect and all that there, something to do with perfection. And I know the said goes, nothing's perfect and all that there, or no one's perfect.
Mm.
I myself believe Tia is perfect. And honestly, I really don't know where I'd be without her. I don't know if I'd still be living up at my old house. Would it be on the streets? Honestly, I, I really couldn't have asked for any better. I really cannot have asked for a better woman in my life. But Eric, I'm gonna let you know something. I'm not really the best at giving out advice, to be honest with you. I'm really, really not. But I'm gonna try my best for you here. You said you haven't been with anybody in 20 years, is that right? Yeah, 20
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah.
So, Eric, never say never. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of advice, but as I say, I'm not the greatest at giving out advice, but I'm going to try.
Hmm.
As I say, you've not been with anybody for 20 years, and that's a long time, brother. That is a very, very long time. But after knowing you for such a while,
Mm.
honestly, Eric, you're one of the nicest fellas I've ever met in my life. Honestly, I mean, like, you're one of the nicest fellas. You're funny. You're entertaining. I mean, what woman wouldn't want to spend, no, like time with you? Do you know what I mean? So what I'm saying to Eric is don't ever give up. If you're still looking to be with somebody, I would like to believe that, and I said this as well to Shadow earlier on as well. I believe that if you want it so badly, I believe the right woman is out there waiting for you. And I hope that one of these days you do get to spend time with someone who cares for what you believe in and what you like and all that there as you do for her. So I hope one of these days that it becomes true for you, my dude, because as this is a Valentine's, like themed episode, honestly, Eric, my advice to you, if you're still interested in dating somebody, don't give up, my dude. Take it from me. I was
Yeah.
close to giving up, but I didn't. And, like, look where I am now. So as I said, don't give up, my brother, because I believe in you. And if you want it badly, if you work hard enough at it, I believe the right woman is out there for you, ready and waiting for you. To want you for you, Eric, and nothing else. To want you for you.
Well, Desmond, I can say first of all, thank you for your kind words.
You're
But
welcome.
your story is inspirational because I'm announcing right now that your story, your stream, the stream that we are right now,
Hmm.
will be shared on my YouTube channel, and I will say in the title, like it say in my title, get to know the legend of the Belfast gamer, because you are a legend, my friend, and only one here on Twitch. But look, the guy who go for despair and going to be alone for the rest of your life. You never give up. You believe in yourself. You believe in your goal, and you hit the point to you want to give up, and you wanted something, you go, you get up, you man up, you go straight, you you get the woman that you want, that you wanted to do something, met something, and of course in life they are two sides of the middle. You got victory, you got defeat, accomplishment and failures, but not when you fall down. It's not about time you fall, it's about time you get up that you count for yourself. And you get up and you say, no, I will not stay down, I will get up and I'm going to make it happen. And it's exactly what you did. Knowing you get to know Tia and to ask her hand, and the things that you explained to me, it was completely like, oh my god, I messed up. But you got it. You got a ring. You got a wedding. And again, a wedding that, oh my god, and you broke down.
I did.
Every man at their wedding broke down because they cannot believe they met a beautiful woman and they have to, in front of the Lord, say, I do. And,
Actually, sorry, I just while I have on the subject about the wedding, here's a wee fun fact about the wedding day as well.
mm,
Do you know whenever I would like to believe women would wear heels, no, like for the wedding dress. Here's a fun fact: Tia actually wore designed made white Converse, and
mm-hmm,
they were underneath the dress, and nobody saw. And she was a wee bit worried as to say, "Am I right in wearing Converse for the wedding?" And they were like, "If they're underneath the dress and nobody's gonna see them, what's the harm?" And she says it was one of the best things that ever happened.
yeah, of
It was like
course.
it was like pink themed as well, and like sort of diamondated stones and all that there. So everybody actually loved them. But sorry, I go ahead, continue, bro.
Okay, so you are a man that is not, you're not only an ordinary man. You're a guy from a life that, you see, I want to be happy in life. I want to have a woman. I want to not to be alone for the rest of my life. You got a husband. You become a husband. You travel to a place in the world that is magical.
Not only just fraud, Sarah, I mean, like without Tia, I wouldn't have experienced, like certain countries and what have you and all. I wouldn't have probably ever dreamed of getting to these countries. Like whenever I started going with Tia, um, I went to a place in Bosnia called Medjugorje.
Hmm.
So that there, and then we were in Croatia first, which led to Bosnia, and then Bosnia into Croatia. So we went there. So went there, and then of course that's two countries in one basically, and then went to France, and then Spain. And there's talks of us, no, like we want to go to the likes of Italy. Tia dreams of going to Italy one day, Belgium. Tia's been to Belgium, but she would love to take me to Belgium. Um, and also I would love to go to Switzerland one day. Korea as well. Yes, we want to do an Asian trip one day and all there if it can be done. So, as I said, without Tia, Eric, honestly, I probably would have never have dreamed of getting to those countries. So, yeah.
You're welcome to come to Canada, by the way, because Tia is half
Well,
Canadian.
that's true. Tia is half Canadian. That is absolutely true. So, hopefully, there be talks in the day if like get over to the States, and come to see going to Canada. Who knows? Maybe one day, maybe see you yourself or see yourself and also see Lady and Morgan all there. See
Yeah.
what happens. You never know. I mean, never say never.
Yeah, you're welcome to come to Montreal, and of course, speaking of that, I have to announce that probably may not be in your watch along stream if I am
Oh,
finding something to go to elimination chamber.
Eric, if you have the opportunity to go to the Elimination Chamber, my brother, you go. My goodness me, nobody would turn that down.
Yeah, and I'll be coming back. I'll be joining the call after the event.
That's if it's still going, by the way, because we may, the call may be done by the time the event's over. But that's not to say if you wanted to join into the chat, if I'm said, I mean, like typing wise, if you
Yeah.
wanted to, you can. But obviously, if you're there in the zone, like the hype of being at an official, like live WWE event that's televised, even on the WWE network, Eric, you're not going to turn that down.
No, and
You're not going to turn that down.
no, but we are wrestling fans. Sometimes we are playing some kind of game of the I hate your tribal chief, and he coming to my town, and I'm going to bring his own blood. No, I'm not like this. But if you see me going to your stream after the event and I'm pissed off, you can say, "How dare you to come to my town and beat my guy?" No,
Uh, Yeah. Sure, we'll see what happens. But as I say, Eric, if you do get going, my dude, listen, uh, I really hope you have an outstanding time. I hope you have a magical time. I hope you have a fantastic time. Getting to see, the chamber matches it's themselves and all that there
yeah,
be an experience I'm sure you'll never forget as well. And I hope we see some photos as well, the wrestling talk section as well. So very much look forward to it if you do get to go, my dude. We very much look forward to it.
yeah, and I want it. Gatsby say, let the homeless guy Sami Zayn had his day in the shelter with a shopping cart and can with booze and let those tribal people leave him alone.
Oh, it is. There was actually something Gatsby actually posted there earlier on because he was he was speaking about something that Ambly said earlier on because Ambly was saying I love being here with you guys and gals. You make me smile and happy, and I'm happy to know you all. And we feel the same as well, Ambly. Of course, that's what we're here for. I mean, especially in my streams. Um, I don't want you to ever feel afraid or take me away from games because if you need to stop and talk about stuff, whereas you need to chat about things and what have you, that's part of my streams. I'm happy to come off of games and chat with you and like make sure that you're okay, that you're comfortable, you feel welcomed and all that there.
Mm,
Always positivity in my streams. Don't ever feel afraid to come on in and talk about what you want to talk about. And like make sure that you're feel welcomed, you're comfortable, you're happy, you're having a good time. That's what we want. That's what we always want. And Gatsby was on the point there. As I say, can never forget how you both and everyone on the stream pretty much was there for Huey whilst he was in the best and the worst whenever he passed away. Part of the reason I didn't give up when I was being harassed and threatened was because, much as I hate the platform, it helped me forge some of the most real friendships I'm proud to have in my lifetime. For that, I'm truly, 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 truly thankful and all that there. And Gatsby, my brother, you're one of the nicest guys I've ever met in like met online ever because Eric, you probably already know anyway that Mr. Grey Gatsby,
uh-huh.
he he actually surprised me and Tia with a wee care package. He sent over, he actually sent over no like big treats and what have you, all big treats. He actually sent over this photo of him with the fucking rabbit and all there, where he wanted to actually ask Tuxedo Mask to come over and get a photo with a fucking rabbit. And
Okay.
Tuxedo was like, no, 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 I'm good, lol, there. So he said that there. And it actually says, I don't know if anybody's heard this, so it was for the purposes of our extreme. He actually said a note he actually wrote on the other side of it, he goes, I'll do the best Gatsby impression. If I butcher it, Gatsby, I do apologize, but I'll do the best that I can. Mr. Desmond and Tia, Much love to you both. I will always treasure the friendship you both fucking give me. He doesn't say fucking, but you know, like that's Mr. Gatsby style. I will always treasure the friendship you both give me. I hope your futures are bright and we will be united in person, Mr. Gatsby. So there you go. Tuxedo Mask was too good to send that rabbit slap. And here's the funny thing about this photo, actually, Eric. This
Yeah.
photo, because Gatsby also sent over Funko Pops. He sent over Funko Pops. He sent Tia a rainbow Minnie Mouse one, and he sent over me a Dude Love one. But the thing was, I seen this on the inside, and I said to myself, "Is this some sort of collector's card to do with the Dude Love Funko Pop?" So I opened it up, and this fell out, and I said to myself, "For fuck's sake, it's him with the fucking rabbit." And I said to myself, "Do you know what, in my own mind, that is a very, very special collector's card." So, with a desk here in front of me, I ever since I got this photo, I've kept his photo on my desk, underneath the monitor that I stream the games off of, and as I
Just
say, I'm very, very
say.
thankful. I'm very, very thankful. I'm very, very thankful for him sending all these gifts over. And as I say, without Mr. Grey Gatsby, I would not be able to stream the Chicken Police because
Mm-hmm.
he sent me that over. He was like saying to me that he had some discount to do with one of the gaming stores that he goes to, and that they had some extra discount going on, so he managed to send over the Chicken Police. As you see there, he sent over the Chicken Police.
Yeah, yeah.
He sent it over for about, I think he sent it over for about what $7 or something and all that there. And I said to myself, that's actually one of the nicest things anyone has ever, done for us and all that there. So, um, we had said to him that one of these days, we plan to send him, if we can, we'll send him some goodies over as well, and also want to try and send him a Belfast Giants jersey. Because got to represent us over in Philly and what have you, because he says himself that his Philadelphia Flyers are doing fuck all anyway, and he says they're trash and all that there. So
Oh,
got
but
to represent our Belfast Giants, no like worldwide, what have you. So, Mr. Greg Gatsby, I know you're watching, my brother. Once again, thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate you always. Always much love, much respect to you, my dude. Always, always, always.
but Philly last night they got screwed in Super Bowl by a bad decision. And my town, we got a history of screw job in pro wrestling. So I fear that my friend Sami Zayn gets screwed last Saturday night by a member of the bloodline. And if I
Um,
jump your stream and I see it, you're gonna know it. No, it's a joke. It's a joke
I
because
know, I know, I know. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay,
I
it's okay, it's
I will
okay.
be in character, not a real myself, you know?
Gatsby comes on and Eric J, I'll find an excuse to kick another box to Canada. Don't worry. Watch out. I'll give you 7 years of bad luck. And also, he goes, the story. So basically, the story about the chicken police. The story was I saw the game for $7, and I conspired or conspired with your missus to mail it in secret. I nagged her every day if the damn package was over there, and that's true. It was true. The thing was, so yeah, I got the story wrong a wee bit. So to tweak it a wee bit, basically, Tia knew about the package. I didn't. That's basically what it was because
Mm.
Gatsby was finding out our address details and stuff and all there where he could send the package to. So as I say, Tia knew about everything, whereas I was surprised with it. Uh, so he comes in. It was a disgrace, the horrible football game. It was the Eagles' '80s movie type perfect season taken away from the former evil coach with his Wilfer Grimley mustache. I'm not really a huge NFL. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm not really like I'm not a huge NFL fan.